Stop the FOMO. Don't get a 2024 TV. Save some money and consider these 6 2023 TVs first. These 6 TVs I've chosen specifically because I feel they perform as well as their 2024 counterparts when you take price into consideration. Trust me, if size is important to you, brand name, UI, ease of use, smart features, and image quality, if that's all you need, look at these 6 TVs and you will be very happy that you consider them, because at launch, the 2024 TVs are a bit more expensive. You're going to have to wait until at least Black Friday to get the prices to a fair street pricing. But right now, the 2023 models are at their lowest. Saving money is a good thing, right? Speaking of saving money, today's video is brought to you by Whokeys. Trying to build a PC on a budget but don't know where to buy your Windows 10 software on the cheap? Whokeys to the rescue. Use my code SF20 and immediate discount. At the bottom of this order where it says code card, to the right is the product key you need to activate Windows. So copy this long number, then go to the Windows menu and click on Settings. In the Settings menu at the bottom, select Update and Security. Select Activation, then select Change Product Key, paste what you copied from Whokeys, click Next, click Activate, and you're done. You can download a copy of Windows 11 Pro with my discount code SF20 and bam. And speaking of these 6, we're going to break down the list into 3 parts. The first list of 6 TVs are for content watchers. We're talking about people who love watching streaming, TV episodes, shows, news, movies, HDR, YouTube. You're just watching content, right? And the next set of TVs will be for gamers. Yes, the best 2023 TVs for gaming may not be that different from the 2024 models. And lastly, we will go over the 2024 TV models that are uniquely 2024. In other words, wait for 2024 models if these features are important to you, and only a few TVs have these unique features. Otherwise, definitely look at the 2023 models I've suggested. About how I chose this list. Well, this list is driven by science. Specifically, a survey by Omdia tells me that these things are most important to the typical consumer like you. For example, we're talking about the best value in terms of size, ease of use, image quality, and gaming features. So the first 6 TVs will prioritize the price, the user interface, the brand reputation, and 4K image quality. Let's start with the lowest price, right? The best value on this list at the 75-inch size, because I know size is important. You're looking to upgrade from a 55 to a larger TV. Go 2 sizes up. Let's talk 75-inch TVs, and that value is the Roku TV Select at $599. Now, this TV is great for 2 reasons. It's 75 inches and it's Roku. In my opinion, Roku is one of the easiest user interfaces to use. So if you're getting this for your parents or for yourself and you do not want to deal with all the crazy settings that many of these TVs may have, get the Roku TV Select, and at $599, 75 inches, solid. It is the #1 selling TV on Amazon right now for good reason. But if you want a little bit more, meaning you don't like the Roku UI, the other UI I like a lot is Tizen by Samsung. And in this case, it would be the 75-inch Samsung CU7000. But if you want that brand name and UI, so size, brand name, name recognition, Samsung, and ease of use in the UI, which I do like Tizen, and a little bit larger, let's say 85 inches, right? And wow, why should you get 85 inches? How far should you sit? Watch my video up here about seating distances, but at 85 inches, 7 feet, perfect immersion. But let's say you want to go beyond just size and UI, right? You want to pay a little bit more for size and image quality, and the UI, you're okay. You're able to deal with the complications of a more difficult UI. Then I strongly suggest the 75-inch Q7 or U7K. The Q7 is TCL's Q7 and the Hisense U7K. The biggest difference, Hisense is mini LED, TCL Q7 is not, but the image quality, very similar. On the U7K, slightly better skin tones out of the box. On the Q7, slightly better contrast. Both amazing image quality. Choose the one that you like, whether it's the TCL brand or the Hisense. Both use Google TV. Personally, I like the settings on the U7K a bit more. Gives me more flexibility in the motion and the skin tones, but the Q7 has a slightly better impact in terms of contrast and HDR, but both are very close and pricing is identical. At the 75-inch size, we're talking about the Q7 and U7K being $899, or if you want to get a little bit brighter, better impact, pay a little bit more for the Hisense U8K, but now we're talking 75 inches is $1299 and the 85-inch U8K is $1799. Pretty good deal for a flagship level performance, but not the least expensive. Again, these TVs are recommended if you're okay with figuring out the UI on your own and you just want size and image quality. But what if you want it all? You're willing to pay a little bit more for a 2023 TV that has it all. We're talking size, image quality, UI, and name recognition. Then I must suggest my editor's choice from 2023. That is the Samsung S90C 77-inch or S89C, also 77-inch, but exclusively at Best Buy in the USA. The S90C or S89C. Samsung's Tizen, which I think is fine, works great. Image quality, top in its class. That's why I got my editor's choice. And it's great for gaming, and 77-inch is the new 65-inch. If you sit 6 feet from it, which I do, amazing immersion. Or 7 feet, okay, not bad. But if you sit farther than 7 feet, let's say 8 feet, I suggest going up to the 83-inch S90C. Not as bright, but again, Tizen, brand recognition, UI is fine, and the image quality is superb, just not as bright because it does use qoled instead of qd-oled. Alternatively, you can go with the 83-inch LG C3. Similarly, WebOS is pretty good. I like Tizen, some people like WebOS. Both are great UIs, and both are similarly priced at Best Buy. The 83-inch Samsung is $34.99, and the C3 after the gift card is also $34.99. Now, if you are a special offer program member, you can go to Samsung.com, see if you qualify. I put a video up here about qualifying for such offer programs. Then you can get it for under $3,000, which makes it the ultimate deal in terms of price, size, 83-inch, Tizen, image quality. You get it all, and gaming should be fine. But speaking of gaming, what about gamers? TVs for gamers at various prices, starting with just size and gaming. You want value, you want big impact, and you want gaming features. I start off with a 75-inch TCL Q7. Yes, it's also a decent gaming TV at $899. They have a new gaming bar, works well. I like it. Now, alternatively, you can go up with a bit brighter HDR impact with a 75-inch QM8 for $1299 or the TCL 85-inch QM8 at $1799. These TVs are definitely the gaming impact and size unique to TCL if you want brand recognition and a better UI. In this case, it would be the Samsung Q70C. 85-inch at $1799. Similar in price to the QM8, but the HDR impact is not quite there. However, gaming features are slightly better executed, and I like the UI on Tizen a little bit better than on TCL's Google TV. But what if you want it all as a gamer? You want name recognition, you want a great UI, and you're willing to take size down a notch because you're on a budget, but you want the best gaming performance, then the S89C at 77 inches or the smaller sizes S90C, 55, 65, and 77 inches. These TVs, I think, are the best 2023 gaming TVs you can get. Moving on to 2024. So why should you wait for 2024 TVs? We'll start with LG. The G4 uniquely has two things that 2023 does not have. It has an 83-inch TV with MLA on its OLED, so it's the brightest 83-inch OLED you can get. Not available for this level of brightness last year. There was no MLA at 83 inches. It stopped at 77. And next, and I think this one's important, AI processing has been added to the G4, not available on the G3 for streaming content. Before, they had AI image processing for non-streaming content, non-copyright material. Now it's available to clean up your Netflix, Disney Plus, Max, whatever you want to stream. They will clean it up. So we expect low bitrate content, upscaling of streams to be a bit better on the G4 compared to the G3. And lastly, the G4 and the C4 are now capable of 144 Hz PC gaming. So why should you wait for the G4? If 83-inch super bright OLED is what you're waiting for, G4 has the MLA at the 83-inch size, or you want cleaner streaming content, clean up low bit rate, cable feeds, then the G4 uniquely has LG's latest and best AI image processor and 144 Hz gaming for both the C4 and the G4. If any of these features are important to you, then of course the G4 or the C4 is the way to go. Now moving on to Samsung, they have a few unique features themselves not available in 2023 TVs, and I'll start off with the most controversial, the matte anti-reflective layer. Now, some people are saying, oh, it's not really matte, it's more like satin. Regardless, the anti-reflective layer does slightly affect contrast, slightly lifts the blacks in a super bright room, but reflections are gone. Very similar to my frame TV. I love the anti-reflection, but on the S95D, it is designed specifically for content watching. So it's not as aggressive as the frame, and the TV will be slightly brighter. But if you know you need anti-reflection because your house is a mess of glares and bright windows, then the S95D is for you. Although my collaborator, Brian, may disagree. We're going to talk about that in this episode up here. Catch it. But I'll tell you this, I personally think it's a winner. Now, sticking with Samsung, they also introduced their latest AI upgrade only for their 8K TVs. And we're talking about the 900D. Now, I don't know if the 800D has this next generation upscaling processor, so let's just limit it to 900D for now. As soon as I find out if the 800D has it, I'll let you guys know. What makes Samsung's latest AI processing kind of exciting are two things. First is its motion processing for sports watching. Fast moving objects, balls, football, golf ball, baseball, you'll be able to see it clearly. The hockey puck, right? You can see that puck moving across your screen more clearly than ever. And beyond sports watching, we saw an example of how they upscaled 1080p, 720p, 480p content to 8K, and it does look sharper. So it will clean up low bit rate, kind of rough looking edges on lower resolution sources. I thought it did a phenomenal job. Now, this is again, if you want that extra AI processing to make it look super sharp. Does it fit with creators' intent? What does it matter if your stream is sketchy in the first place, right? Better to have it a little bit sharp than a little bit fuzzy. But again, it's your choice. If you want the latest in AI processing, that is unique to the 8K TV from Samsung in 2024. But not to be left out, Sony is also bringing something unique. Now, it hasn't been confirmed because they haven't launched their entire 2024 lineup, but we feel that Sony will be releasing their flagship 4,000 nit capable mini LED TVs. Now, if it comes in a 65, maybe 75-inch size, I'm going to bring it in for review. For sure, if it comes out this year, there will be an 85-inch size. It will be the brightest TV that Sony's ever released and designed specifically to match their new mastering monitor, which is capable of up to 4,000 nits. And that leaves one last type of TV if you're waiting for a 98-inch TV. TCL, Hisense, Samsung, and Sony will be releasing new 98-inch TVs. The pricing will be competitive. The performance will be slightly better. Now, the current 98-inch TVs, let's say the TCL S5, is $2,000. Great price. But look at this 2024 Hisense U76N 100-inch TV that just dropped this week. Also $2,000. This is slightly better, 2 inches larger, and it has full array local dimming zones for better specular highlights in HDR. So if you are waiting for a 98 or 100-inch TV, definitely wait for all the 2024 super large TV sizes dropping from Hisense, TCL, Samsung, Sony. I just have a hard time convincing people now to get the 98-inch unless it's drop dead inexpensive. And the only one I could think of is the Hisense U8K 100-inch. That's a really good TV at $3,000. Some people got it for $2,500 at its lowest point around Black Friday, but ultimately it's always sold out, right? So if you can get it for $3,000 or less, go for it. But if you're willing to wait a little bit and your budget's 3,000 to 4,000, definitely wait, because I think the 98-inch and the 100-inch and even the 110-inch TVs coming out this year will be worth waiting for. But is there a TV in 2024 that I didn't mention that you think is worth waiting for? What about a 2023 TV model that I should have mentioned? Let me know in the comments below. We'll talk about it on our next live stream. Until next time, stop the FOMO.